When you think of pirates, you probably picture the Caribbean sun, sand, and buried treasure. But the real pirate drama? It happened right along the future U.S. coast. The American colonies were a pirate's paradise, hundreds of miles of wild coastline, hidden coves, and weak colonial navies. Pirates targeted the busy shipping lanes between Boston, New York, Philadelphia, and Charleston ships loaded with tobacco, sugar, and cash. This wasn't just a distant threat. Pirates like Sam Bellamy and Stede Bonnet raided American shores, shaping daily colonial life. Imagine being a merchant in 1720, watching your ship leave harbor, knowing pirates could strike just offshore. The threat was local, terrifying, and constant. So forget the Hollywood myths. The real story is about daring raids, corrupt governors, and entire cities held hostage. The American colonies had to confront a lawless menace in their own backyard. We're diving into the untold history of America's pirate coast, where the Jolly Roger flew in sight of the nation's biggest cities. Forget what you think you know, the real adventure is just getting started. The Golden Age of Piracy, roughly 1715 to 1725, wasn't just a Caribbean affair. The American colonies were right in the crosshairs. After the War of Spanish Succession, thousands of British privateers turned pirate, targeting North America's rich, poorly defended shipping lanes. Port cities like Boston, Newport, and Charleston became prime targets, their ships loaded with goods and cash. Pirates like Calico Jack, Anne Bonny, Mary Read, and Black Sam Bellamy prowled these waters, sometimes meeting their end just offshore. Corruption made things worse. Pirates sold stolen goods at a discount, bypassing British taxes, and some colonial governors even protected them for a share of the loot. Pirates weren't just outlaws, they were part of a thriving black market economy. A pirate could raid a ship one week and spend his loot openly in a colonial tavern the next. For honest merchants, it was a nightmare. Pirates were a constant, looming threat enabled by weak or corrupt authorities. The golden age of piracy had arrived on America's doorstep, and it was personal. No pirate cast a darker shadow than Blackbeard. He was a master of terror, with a wild beard and smoke swirling around his face. In 1718, Blackbeard blockaded Charleston, South Carolina, the wealthiest port in the South, with 4 ships, trapping every vessel in the harbor. For nearly a week, he controlled the city's lifeline, capturing ships and holding prominent citizens hostage. His demand? Not gold, but a chest of medicine for his ailing crew. The city panicked. Blackbeard threatened to execute the hostages if his demands weren't met. After tense days, the medicine was delivered. Blackbeard released the prisoners stripped of their valuables and sailed away. Charleston was left humiliated and terrified. The siege proved pirates weren't just a nuisance, they were a strategic threat. The colonies could no longer ignore the danger. The age of pirate terror had reached its peak. The Charleston blockade was a turning point. The colonies realized they couldn't wait for British help, they had to act. Leaders like Virginia's Governor Spotswood hunted down pirates, even funding expeditions to kill Blackbeard. Colonies built forts, raised militias, and created their own naval patrols, a first step towards self-reliance and cooperation. The war on piracy sparked legal changes too. New courts made it easier to convict pirates, and the gallows grew busy. The golden age of piracy faded, but its impact was lasting. For the first time, the colonies united against a common enemy, learning to defend themselves. The fight against pirates planted seeds of independence and revolution. Pirates, in their own violent way, forced America to grow up fast. Their legacy isn't just buried treasure, it's woven into the spirit of American self-determination. The real treasure? The lessons that shaped a nation. This is the Bearded Historian, because history isn't in the past, it's all around us. Hit that like button, subscribe, and join me next time as we uncover more stories they didn't teach you in school.